Gary and Shannon, KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio.
Can we have a thing?
Which thing?
Drum roll. No. If you haven't heard, we have massive news right now.
Yeah.
This is something to look forward to. It's Monday morning. No one wants to be where they're at.
Manifest happiness.
News and Brews this Thursday.
Oh, I love it.
News and Brews this Thursday, 9 a.m. We will be at BJ's. It's right there on Beach, right off the 405 in Huntington Beach, right in your backyard.
Oh, by the way, we're giving away.
We have stuff?
We have stuff to give away.
Stop it.
We have tickets to Dodgers games.
What?
We have tickets to Chargers games that we're going to be giving away.
If only I didn't wear my Chargers shirt yesterday and my Dodgers shirt today, I'd have something to wear.
You can wear both of them on Thursday. It's absolutely fine. We're going to be at the BJ's Restaurant and Brew House on Beach Boulevard, like Shannon said, right off the 405 this Thursday. Come on in, grab an early lunch or a late lunch, depending on what time you get
should
up.
we have dress up? Should it be dress up Thursday where we all wear like football stuff for the season?
Let's wait
The theme party?
Maybe,
That might be fun.
Could be.
Let's have dress up News and Brews.
Okay. Represent your team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have another one closer to the...
We have one later in September, but it would have been after the season started.
Yeah, that does not work.
BJ's Restaurant Brew House, home to award-winning handcrafted beers, signature deep dish pizzas, and the world-famous Bizuki dessert. Again, this Thursday at BJ's on Beach Boulevard in Huntington Beach.
I am excited. Dress up News and Brews.
Not Halloween News and Brews. We've already done that. But dress up.
Dress up News and Brews. Wear your favorite football attire. We promise not to spill on it.
This was last time Zelensky and Trump got together.
You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position that he happens to be right about.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't have your playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III.
Okay, so it looks like in the next couple of minutes there is a bus on the streets of D.C. carrying a handful of European leaders on it.
It is not the Cadillac stretched armored limo that we saw Trump and Putin get into in Alaska. This is the sprinter van that the kids of the street use to take their children to school.
I'm assuming there's some amount of security precautions around the black sprinter van, but I don't know.
It's fun when the other kid in the playground brings a posse, brings an entourage, brings backup to the bike racks. Because that's essentially what is happening. When Zelensky showed up at the bike racks, which is the White House in my analogy, you heard just now what happened the first time. It didn't go well. There was definitely a power imbalance. It was like Harvey Weinstein and a girl who wants to make it in Hollywood. That much of a power balance in that room, and it showed, and we heard it, and it was uncomfortable. With European leaders, hopefully to put himself on some more higher ground in this conversation.
Yeah, and apparently their plan, European accent.
Yes.
Their plan is to soften up Trump a little bit because they're getting there first, by the way. French President Emmanuel Macron, the Prime Minister of the UK, Keir Starmer, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz, Finnish President Alexander Stubb, Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Rutte, and the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen are all expected at the White House here in a few minutes. Zelensky's not scheduled to arrive until 10 o'clock our time. I want to point out, remember last time there was a big kerfuffle about what he wore to the White House, Zelensky? Because he wore his Zelensky costume, which was the long sleeve crew neck sweatshirt or whatever it is that's, branded with the little logo, and that's his wartime attire. And how Trump and Vance were like, you didn't even dress up. Like, how are we going to take you seriously?
You even own a suit?
You don't even own a suit.
Yeah.
Axios is reporting that because it was such an issue, Trump and Zelensky did meet at the NATO summit in June, and Zelensky wore a black jacket during the meeting. The expectation is He's going to wear that same jacket to the White House today.
Oh boy, but what's underneath? Is it a crew neck?
I hope so.
Is it like Miami Vice?
Like,
Oh no, not a mock turtleneck. I can't handle a mock turtleneck on a man. Really, any turtleneck. You've got to be like The Rock to wear a turtleneck.
And even that was...
And even that is too much. I cannot with the men in the turtlenecks. I remember when that was a very big phase, 1993-ish.
Sure.
Oh,
A lot of cold necks around those days.
my God.
Thanks to global warming, we don't have to wear turtlenecks anymore. A lot of conversation over the weekend in the weekend talk shows about what happened on Friday in Alaska and what this is supposed to bring about, today's meeting at the White House. So we'll talk a little bit more about that when we come back.
Gary and Shannon will continue. We've got Hurricane Erin updates. Also, do you want longer legs? That's what I'm reading into this. I think your height is just wonderful. I think you have the perfect height. Not too tall, not too tall, not too short. You're like the Goldilocks height.
I'm an average guy. The people are willing to undergo horrific things with their bodies in order to come out the other side a different something.
It's
different shape, different look, different length, different all of it.
Right.
We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show.
Gary and Shannon will continue. Amy King has the news.
Here's the latest. Turning up the heat in SoCal. We're going to be topping 100 in some areas by the end of the week. An elementary school in Tarzana has been vandalized with swastikas and anti-Semitic graffiti. And a family in Laverne has had a close encounter of the feline kind, the big feline kind. Those stories and more coming up at the bottom of the hour. We'll see what's slowing you down on the 134 next.
Back to school week. It's fun seeing all the kids with their new backpacks. I like looking at the backpacks, seeing what the different the styles are, characters. Strawberry shortcake making a comeback.
If you see the strawberry shortcake back there,
Two. Savings at American Vision Windows. Right now, you can pick two of these smart upgrades. Free installation. Maybe you like the sound package upgrade. Maybe it's the free Sun Matrix upgrade. You can choose for them to pay the tax or pick 0% increase for interest, for 18 months.
that's getting back to savings. Listen, American Vision Windows has finally cracked my heart. And my wife and I are getting some windows and a couple of doors, as a matter of fact, from American Vision Windows coming up. So the dog can.
Are you going to have an unveiling party, a Windows party, a new Windows party? I am in.
The windows are mostly in our bedroom, so maybe from the outside. They must have been in my bedroom.
Give American Vision Windows a call, 888-785-5713. Not only are they beautiful, they keep the heat out. 888-785-5713.
On approved credit, minimum of 6 windows. Call or visit AmericanVisionWindows.com for details. Offer expires 8/31/25. CSOB number 778326.
Sunny skies, highs in the 70s at the beaches, 80s to upper 90s inland. This report brought to you by Compassion International. From the Southern California Toyota Dealers Traffic Center, save more at the pump with Toyota's full lineup of fuel-efficient vehicles. We've got a cone zone in Griffith Park on the 134.
It's your westbound drive on the 134 right there at the 5. The connector to the northbound 5 is shut down. They're doing some repairs to the guardrail there, and it's not going to reopen until about 2:30 this afternoon. Big delays all the way back through Glendale to the 2 freeway. In that backup, we did have a crash earlier on the 134 westbound right around Pacific. Looks like that is all on the right shoulder. Your drive coming down the 5 from the Santa Clarita area looks good. 14 is moving pretty well. The southbound 405, though, still slow from Victory Boulevard down to Sunset. Might be a little something on the northbound side of the 405 as you approach Sunset Boulevard. I see a slowdown there and no indication of what it is, so be careful with that. And the northbound 405 still slow out of Inglewood, starting at Century Boulevard on up through Culver City. With Southern California's most accurate traffic reports, I'm Will Goldschreiber.
Get into summer with iHeartRadio. Rewind to a decade in music that defined a generation. From Madonna to Michael. And more. iHeart80s goes commercial free this weekend and every weekend. Open the free iHeart app, search support professional?
Think again. It's about making an impact on someone's life.
It's about learning new skills.
Think you know what it means to have a meaningful job?
Think again.
This is not your typical 9 to 5.
As a direct support professional,
Every day can be rewarding.
Every day is more than work.
Rethink your career.
become a direct support professional.
Find jobs at directsupportcareers.com.
You could have made regular eggs this morning. Scrambled, bland, predictable eggs. But you added Philadelphia cream cheese to the skillet. Just a little spoonful and a quick swirl of Philly. And your eggs went from basic to buttery soft and oh so creamy.
That's good.
Yeah, it's okay to flex. You earned it. You don't follow a recipe, you Philly it whenever you Philly. Ease.
When you travel well, Ticket takes you to more than just your destination. It takes you to front row views, voices lost in the music, and you share song fades. The KLM Royal Dutch Airlines crew is here to ensure your journey home hits all the right notes. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines. When you travel, travel well.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
At least you get it Wi-Fi.
Yes, we need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor when I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
Honestly, no one wants to think about HIV, but there are things that everyone can do to help prevent it. Things like PrEP. PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis, and it means routinely taking prescription medicine before you're exposed to HIV to help reduce your chances of getting it. PrEP can be about 99% effective when taken as prescribed. It doesn't protect against other STIs though, so be sure to use condoms and other healthy sex practices. Ask a healthcare provider about all your prevention options, and visit findoutaboutprep.com to learn more. Sponsored by Gilead.
This Labor Day, Amtrak wants to take your travel from to. Whether you're traveling out of New York for a little getaway or want to see more scenery and fewer taillights, Amtrak is the perfect traffic-free summer getaway. And taking the train means taking it easy. Amtrak offers plenty of legroom, electric outlets, and no middle seats. Tap your screen to learn more at Amtrak.com. Amtrak, retrain travel.
AM 640. More stimulating talk.
Coming up today on the John Kobylt Show, we'll see what today brings. 3 days after the Trump Loop meeting in Alaska. That's after 1 o'clock today on the John Kobylt Show.
They have like a room of just blonde, pretty women that they trot out to like welcome people to the White House.
42, you're up.
Exactly.
Gary and Shannon, KFI, AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. I was trying to figure out that they have the leaders of these European countries coming in. If they were in that Ford Sprinter van together, they then parse them out into individual Chevy Suburbans that are rolling up to the White House. But Keir Starmer, the PM of the UK, just got out, and he was greeted by a woman. I couldn't see her face, so I couldn't see who she was, but she was a tall, leggy blonde, which doesn't mean anything other than that's who.
They have spokesmodels escort people into the White House now. It's like The Price is Right, but White House.
So these European leaders are joining Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky when they meet President Trump today. The Special Envoy Steve Witkoff has said that Russia agreed to allow the U.S. and Europe to give Ukraine some security guarantees. This is what Steve Witkoff said yesterday on one of the weekend shows.
We were able to win the following concession, that the United States could offer Article 5-like protection, which is one of the real reasons why Ukraine wants to be in NATO. We sort of were able to bypass that and get an agreement that the United States could offer Article 5 protection, which was the first time we had ever heard the Russians agree to that.
Now, Matt Whitaker is the American ambassador to NATO, and he also talked about that security guarantee being the topic, really the big topic of whatever's going on today in the White House.
When you talk about Article 5 light guarantees, obviously the security guarantees would be outside of NATO because Ukraine is not a member of NATO, but a lot of the members of NATO, especially in this coalition of the willing she mentioned, which is Great Britain, Germany, France, and several other big European countries, are going to be providing that assistance. They obviously want the United States involved. The United States provides certain capabilities that aren't available to anybody else on the globe. And so that discussion is going to be a big part of what the Europeans today talk about.
The other issue was criticism of Friday's meeting. Friday's meeting between President Trump and President Putin in Alaska. And Secretary of State, I should say, Marco Rubio, I forgot to give him his promotion, had said, listen, you can't make the argument that this elevated Vladimir Putin because he was meeting with an American president on American soil. The guy is already involved in an awful, world-renowned invasion of Ukraine. So that this was not something that just the meeting wasn't something that elevated him anymore.
I would like to say that quite literally rolling out the red carpet for someone guilty of the crimes Vladimir Putin has committed his entire life is gross.
It was a bad look. It was also a bad look that President Trump applauded him. It didn't.
Yes.
I mean, he wasn't like, oh, look, I don't know. He does it all the time. It's not as if he was meaning it to be an honorific to President Putin, but yeah, I mean, you could have done that in a much more reserved way, but that's not how Trump operates. He doesn't do things without the red carpet. Here's Marco Rubio.
He's already on the world stage. When I hear people say that, oh, it elevates him, well, all we do is talk about Putin all the time. All the media's done is talk about Putin all the time for the last 4 or 5 years. That doesn't mean he's right about the war. That doesn't mean he's justified about the war. Put all that aside.
He's crazy.
It means you're not going to have a peace agreement between Russia and Ukraine. You're not going to end a war between Russia and Ukraine without dealing with Putin.
You know what? That guy listens to the show, because that's what I said last week. You know who else listens to the show? All the people that talked about Gavin Newsom, who said exactly what you said last week. And we'll talk about it coming up in the next hour. But it's funny when people listen to the show and then they take our talking points and they run with them.
Crazy. How is this meeting being received in Ukraine? Zelensky here is meeting with Trump again. It went awful last time. Many Ukrainians did not like the images that they saw from Friday. The one thing we didn't see until after we were done with the show, as we were talking about Trump and Putin meeting on the red carpet, walking towards that little podium, and then getting off and doing their actual meeting, there was a B-2 that flew over their heads.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I mean, there's no... As much as you didn't like the red carpet thing, and I didn't like the applause thing, there was a giant de-measuring move where President Trump ordered the flyover of arguably the world's most sophisticated weapons platform directly over Vladimir Putin's head. There was a clear message that was being sent.
Again,
this thing, that thing, that thing touches your friends when we drop bombs on the nuclear weapons facilities in Iran.
I'm old-fashioned, I guess, but I'm with you, and you say it all the time. We don't need to show our strength as America.
Right.
We don't need the parades. We don't need the displays. We don't need to put it on the table. It's just understood. It's always just been understood.
Which, to me, is an even greater show of strength.
Yes.
The fact that you don't have... If you walk into, I don't know, think of an old Western, because that's the language that most people speak in. I don't know. You walk into the bar, to the saloon, because it's an old Western. The loud guy who's in everybody's face is the one who's going to get his ass kicked. The quiet guy in the corner doesn't want any trouble. Listen, don't make me angry, the original Hulk. Don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry.
I'm seeing Clint Eastwood, but go on.
But that is the show of the strength.
Right.
Knowing that you have it,
Right.
and
Not the
you don't
jackass
want
in
to
the
have to
corner
use
being
it.
loud about his
Right.
strength. I know. It's like Mr. Miyagi, isn't it?
I watched Gunsmoke this weekend.
Yeah, you did.
And
A little Me TV time? Did you get a little Me TV? Get a little Bonanza in there?
INSP, actually. And it was the channel that my parents used to watch constantly.
Did you get a little Rifleman? You get Bonanza?
Rifleman was coming up next.
Okay.
But I only did a little bit of Gunsmoke.
So you were, it was about in 3 o'clock hour, 4 o'clock hour on the Saturday?
Was it Saturday? I think it was a little bit later than that, like 5 or 6.
Oh, really?
Like that.
Huh.
Yeah. But it was really weird. The sound, it's such a sense memory to walk into my parents' house and have the TV on an old West show like that way too loud.
Yes.
So I just sat, my wife was in the kitchen.
Sound. Meant nothing.
What did you think about Pamela Anderson?
I thought she looked great. I thought she was shot through the Rockies, just like Diane Sawyer, as Steckler used to say. Shot through the Rockies. I mean, good for her and good for all the camera work, but my goodness.
I thought she was very funny.
She looked great. You listened to what she said?
Yeah.
Huh.
What does that mean?
I was distracted by how great she looked. That's awful. That is an awful thing to say. What a bad feminist.
You're just ruining it. You're going to have to turn over your feminist card. I don't know.
I think it's a lie that you said, I think she was funny. I think you were looking at her boobs and you're trying to pretend that you were listening to what she said.
What?
And we all know it. We all know it. Amy King is in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
The heat is headed to Southern California.
Heat's on the horizon after this brief cooling trend. Starting Monday, gusty winds and low humidity will set the stage for elevated fire danger, with triple-digit temperatures expected by midweek.
We're really going to be seeing this as a significant heat wave as temperatures soar.
Meteorologist Ariel Cohen from the National Weather Service says the hottest days will be Thursday and Friday, especially in the valleys, mountains, and desert.
Make sure that you are in an air-conditioned area. Drink lots of water.
Heat advisories and fire weather warnings are also likely. Heather Brooker, KFI News.
News brought to you by Thorson Motor Centers. At least one person has been hurt in a shooting at the California Closets warehouse in Huntington Beach. The person was taken to the hospital in unknown condition this morning. Officials say they do not believe the shooting was random. An elementary school in Tarzana has been vandalized with swastikas and anti-Semitic graffiti. A banner on the fence around Wilbur Charter Elementary was spray painted over the weekend. Security camera footage shows a person doing it before taking off in a car. Similar images were spray painted on walls near the Israeli-American National Headquarters in Woodland Hills a week ago. The State Department says it's stopping all visitor visas for people from Gaza pending a full and thorough review of the process.